Ah man, we got some crazy, crazy people coming out in this world. A man really set himself on fire, and his last words was "Free Palestine." His last words was "Free Palestine." Y'all, this is a protester that said, "You know what? This is how we're gonna go out. We're gonna sacrifice ourselves, free Palestine, and we're gonna light ourselves on fire and make a statement." Let's tune into the video, y'all. This one's crazy.
There is late word tonight, President Biden saying late today that there is now hope for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas within days, by next Monday. It comes amid a horrific scene outside the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., a U.S. airman setting himself on fire. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, in a rare and horrifying act of protest, reminiscent of the days of the Vietnam War, an active duty U.S. airman setting himself on fire over the growing death toll in Gaza.
This call, we just got a man on fire.
That man, identified as 25-year-old Aaron Bushnell from San Antonio, live streaming himself Sunday outside of the gates of the Israeli embassy in Washington. Because of its explicit nature, ABC News is not showing the actual video. In it, Bushnell says, quote, "I will no longer be complicit in genocide. I'm about to engage in an extreme act of protest." Moments later, Bushnell puts his phone down, pours a liquid over his head, and lights himself afire. Screaming, "Free Palestine," he falls to the ground, engulfed in flames.
Let's just take a minute to realize what my man just did. Let's take a second to just think about what he just did. He went on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, whatever, social media live, and said, "Yo, you know, I'm tired of this war that's going on. In the best situation that he thought to do." And he's from the US. He's a US Army soldier. The best thing that he thought was a great idea to do was to get some gasoline, pour it all over his head and his body, and set himself on fire. You can't make this up. This world is sick. This world is absolutely sick. This world is nuts. The devil. This is the devil. The devil sending messages here, there, and everywhere. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. I'm praying for this guy's family. I don't know what happened, what in his mind said, yeah, this is the right way to do things. But I'm praying for his family because they
First responders using fire extinguishers to douse the flames, but it was too late. Bushnell later died. The stunning scene in Washington coming amid chaotic scenes in Gaza. A massive crowd swarming this beach, desperate for food and supplies, airdropped by Jordan.
Just extraordinary images today. Let's bring in Pierre live in Washington tonight. Pierre, I wanted to get back to what the president said late today. In fact, just before we came on the air tonight, President Biden now saying that he is hopeful for a ceasefire in Gaza within days.
David, just a short time ago, the president said he's hoping a ceasefire deal will be in place by next Monday. Israel now agreeing to the framework for a ceasefire, 6-week ceasefire, in exchange for dozens of hostages, including Americans. But David, no response yet from Hamas.
Pierre Thomas in Washington. Thank you, Pierre.
Hamas does not care about no ceasefire. And in their eyes, they're like, why would we stop now? Why would we stop now? This is the senseless part of war. This is the part of war that nobody likes to talk about. Nobody likes to bring up to the people. So many people have died in the last few months. It's to the point to where we're starting to become numb to people dying. We're becoming numb as a country. We're becoming numb as people in the U.S., in the entire world. We're becoming numb to this violence, this senseless violence. And I know people might say, oh, yeah, they started it, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's senseless violence. No matter how you look at it, no matter how we put it, it's senseless. And it needs to stop eventually. It needs to stop because it's going to lead us down this rabbit hole to where everybody's going to end up dying. Everybody. But let's move on. Let me know how you guys feel about those that in the video in the comments. And